The idea of this first-year seminar was to explore digital antiquity, the way digital media create or allow us to know antiquity in different ways. So we had been playing with 123D Catch, which is a piece of software that allows you to build three-dimensional models from digital photographs from any digital camera. And we'd been putting our work up on a blog, which curators at the Museum of Civilization saw, and who then invited us to come and collaborate with them on a project using that particular software. We had the flexibility to change direction and to start that process working with the museum. And because of their generosity, we ended up having a really amazing project come together. We began this project through a visit to the storerooms at the museum, which was amazing. It was like going through the wardrobe door into Narnia, and all of these treasures were on the other side. And so the curators, Dr. Matthew Betts and Terence Clark, took us into the storerooms, and we explored. We found objects. We followed the students' interests and eventually settled on a collection of about a dozen artifacts from Mesoamerica that had been in storage for years. So we began by photographing these objects, taking hundreds of photographs. The students did research on the objects, found their collecting history, where they came from, what cultures they belonged to, what they represented, what they symbolized, the significance of these objects. And we started to put together a museum catalog, in essence. One of the students actually had experience of being the yearbook editor at her high school, so she had a really good design sense. We started using an online print-on-demand service to develop the book, which she led. Other students did the photography, other students did the research, other students learned how to create the models, to manipulate them. When the student or the reader looks at the booklet using the camera on their smartphone or their iPad, all of that other material pops out, and it becomes an entry into a richer world. A big issue for a lot of museums is storage and display. The Museum of Civilization has millions of objects in its storerooms. And the idea was, well, maybe using these digital technologies, we can get some of these objects out of storage and into visitors' hands or into people who are interested. In a way, it allows the viewer, the reader of the book to actually interact with the artifact. You can't go into the museum and touch these things or look at them. But with the augmented reality, you can at least look at the different faces of the object, move around it, and start to experience it as an object rather than an image. In the early days of cinema, nobody knew what to do with the camera, and they kept putting the camera in the middle of the auditorium to film the stage. We're kind of at that same stage in augmented reality. Nobody's really quite sure how to use this to tell stories to their best effect. My hope with this example is that it might spark an idea in somebody else's mind, and we can begin to run with it, and we can begin to see what augmented reality has to offer for cultural heritage, for public archaeology, for public history. What I like about the first-year seminar program at Carleton is that it gives me, as a professor, incredible latitude to try different things out, to explore where the students' interests are leading, and to let the students push the learning in the directions we go in.